Hey guys, Semogue 1800 Boar brush, feather, AS-D2 razor. Used it yesterday with this very same feather blade. This will be the blade's second use. Yesterday it did so well that I just decided to use it again. Terrific. So we'll throw this guy in there. The little rail in there helps keep the blade in perfect alignment. And we have this, have a little nylon washer. You can sometimes use those if you want to keep a premium razor or just a razor head that you like from being kind of worn away right there where the handle comes in. Soap we're going to use today is a new brand for me. Not super famous. I don't see it in a lot of circles, but some. Maggard used to have Local Gent, but then I think they had a big sale. I think they sold most of their Local Gent stuff off. But this is Sandalwood. Let's give it a shot. This is an older puck. It's fairly hard. And who knows, it might have been used a very long time ago, a year or two. The sandalwood scent very mild off the puck, but again, that could be due to the age. My brush here has been soaking for about half an hour, since this is part of my Boarathon, where I've got about 7 boars that I'm breaking in together. I think this is its 17th use. It's neat to watch them all develop at the same age, although they're not developing at the same rates. The Semogue brush is broken quickly with just about 3 uses. The Zenith as well, same thing. The Omega and the Stirling are both very reluctant to break in and still haven't quite. And generally I'm trying to soak them for about an hour or 3 before each shave as a mild break-in accelerator. All right, there's a little water on my face. Little less than 24 hours, I think. On beard growth. All right, everything's set. So my usual practice is to let most of the water out of the brush, and then we'll load. Let's do load for about 45 seconds. Let's see, 25 rolls around right there. So we'll go to the 10 mark. See what Local Gent brings to the table. A little bit of pressure, not much, but yeah, it looks encouraging. We've got some early lather starting to form. Seven more seconds. And there we go. Sometimes when you load a soap like that, it wakes it up. And so you can smell it a little better after the load. I don't really think that happened this time. All right, so we're gonna take my Roger Quintero lather bowl. He designed it, printed it for me. 3D instructions or 3D files are available via a link on the video's description in case you have access to a 3D printer. Just coming up to a little creamy lather pretty quick. as always, for you and your purposes, you may want to have a little bit more water in your brush when you come into your lather. With a lot of soaps, that's just a good head start. With me, I often use my videos to help people get better lathers, and if they are having a lot of trouble, then I like to use more objective measurements if at all possible. And so that's why I start with a very lightly wet brush, because that's a little more objective than, you know, like pulling the brush out of the water, giving it one shake, and then starting, because if they don't have that exact same brush, the person who's trying to work on their lather, then that may not be able to help them to know how much water to use. So that is why I usually don't kind of have too much water in my brush to start out with. This is coming up nice. It looks nice. Very light sandalwood scent. It is a nice straightforward sandalwood though. It's not any stuff mixing in with it or getting in the way. So this 1800 brush is a premium bristle brush. It has Semogue's premium bristles, but they've also mixed in some extra grade bristles, which are not as soft as the premium. The one I used yesterday was the 1305 brush, and that one had that painted 2-color handle instead of this wooden one. It also had that banded on the knot there, dyed band. It has only premium grade hairs, and so I think the idea with this brush was to kind of provide that same knot, but make it just a little bit more, add a little bit more backbone by adding in those extra grade hairs, because some people like that. You know, I imagine there's some people who might take a look at the 1305 and think, well, you know, it's nice and soft, but I want something just with a little bit more backbone, a little more scrubbing action mainly, maybe. So we'll do a comparison here. I'll try to remember how the 1305 felt. See if this guy feels any different. Okay, let's just feel it. Pretty light, not too much in terms of cushion or viscosity. Feels like it'll probably be adequate in terms of slickness. It's not really a fatty type slickness. So maybe this is not a tallow soap, but it feels like it's going to do the job. It's kind of a wet, watery type of lubrication. Let's look at it and see what kind of ingredients. Is this a tallow soap, handmade in Riverside, California? Coconut oil is the first ingredient. Yeah, looks like a vegan soap. It does have bentonite clay, avocado oil, shea butter. So yeah, we're looking at a vegan type soap. Sometimes those are just as good, don't you? Sometimes they do a really good job. But there are just so many really good soaps out there. It's a tough market to compete in the shaving soap area right now. So this knot splays easily. Doesn't feel scratchy at this point at all. So those extra grade hairs are, what they're doing is just probably providing some more backbone. I think I can tell the difference. I think this one feels a little more more firm in the backbone department. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to my brush. I find that the first pass sometimes needs a few more drops of water than the other passes. Well, the lather feels good on my face, so I'm sure it's going to be serviceable. I do smell a little bit of sandalwood. It's a good lather. Probably needs a little bit more water. All right. Feather, feather. Blade and razor. It's not quite cutting as nice as it did yesterday. Maybe that's the soap. Just maybe not quite as good as what I had yesterday. What did I use? And rinse. Oh yeah, yesterday's soap was Barrister and Man Lather. It's hard to compete with, that's for sure. Well, they've got a pretty good lather here. Seems to be very serviceable. I'm getting a nice gliding action. The scent here is pretty low. I can smell it, so at least there's that. Nice easy second pass. Water out of the goatee. Can wash out your lather sometimes. So, I like this base. The only problem I have with it is just the scent is just not very strong. Seems to be a good soap base. My rinses have been really very slick. Feels good. Yeah, so I think I like the 1305 with the softer bristles, but this guy's enjoyable, that's for sure. I wouldn't have a problem if I had him like on a desert island or something like that. pretty good residual slickness. I can kind of buff in areas without having any problems. A little bit of slickness stays behind. See, even still, a little bit there. And over here it's starting to dry more because I started out earlier on that. That's pretty good shaving soap. All right, post shave, a little Stirling Tuscany. A little water on my face helps it to spread around a little bit easier. Nice closeness on today's shave. So that feather combo is really a good choice for me and my skin. Might be for you as well. It's a pricey razor, but it'll last a lifetime. If you like mild razors, it might be worth considering. Keep an eye out on the used market. That's where I got mine at a great deal. Otherwise, I probably would have, I've got other razors, you know, so I probably would have left it alone, but I'm glad for the opportunity to try it. And what I'm looking forward to is seeing if there are other razors other blades that can perform as well in this razor as the feather blade does. I've tried Gillette Silver Blue, I think, maybe Gillette Platinum, and the feather has just topped them both. I've even tried a Kai, which is another really sharp one, kind of like a feather, but it didn't do as nice as the feather. So there we go. I used 2 teaspoons of water to make the lather afterwards, you know, after the initial brush, the initial wet brush. And I've got another maybe 2 passes of lather. I did mix this one up a little drier than usual, so you can see it's kind of got a dollop there. It does have some, you know, micro bubbles, but most lathers do have that. Just finished stropping this guy on the towel back there. Didn't take him too long to break in, just like I was saying with the Semogue brushes. With the wooden handles, I definitely dry them off as much as I can, usually completely, before I'm done. I close down my shave. And you can see I did add an O-ring on this one. He was starting to splay a little bit more than I wanted. I wanted to focus his bristles a little bit, and I'm glad I did. He's a good brush. And I love how inexpensive these Semogues are for being such good, enjoyable, comfortable brushes. They're still inexpensive. It's terrific. Well, to be honest, I don't hear too much about Local Gent. I don't know very much about the company, but and so I didn't really expect too much from the lather, to be honest. I kind of had it in my to try box for a while and wasn't really thinking there was a priority to it. I didn't think I was going to miss out on anything, but it was a good shave. It's a good lather. The scent, like I said, being the only real issue for me, at least. If you like mild scents, and you know, it could be for you. But it's a soap that's been used and then obviously has set for a while, and so a lot of soaps will lose their scent in that case. So maybe a new tub of a soap from this brand would be, you know, just fine, even for me. So I probably won't consider that too much of a ding. So it's a pretty good soap. I've seen Blackmore online. It looks like an interesting scent, but I'm not sure. Wouldn't hesitate to try out anything from this brand that had a scent that intrigued me. So there we go. A surprising shave from that. A good, unsurprisingly good shave from the Feather Duo. And I knew that brush is good as well. So it's all good. Excellent shave today. Good quality cut as well. Nice job there. by the razor and blade. So I hope there's been something here for you. Maybe there aren't too many Local Gent videos out there, so I'm happy to provide one, and for that good soap. You take care. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Bye.